a hell of a time getting this internet connection. We have some pretty bad weather right now. If it goes away, guys, I'm gonna come back. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here. Fucked up. I'm hoping that this is going to work, guys. I'm still experimenting with this stuff, um, and if my boys were here, they would be helping me out, and I would have a lot better time right now. I'm just struggling because, quite frankly, I don't exactly know what I'm doing. And I I hope, hope that it's gonna stay online. And we got some pretty bad weather out here, and I'm believing that that may have a little bit to do with it. The rest of it is I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this, y'all, but I'm working on it. Hopefully this time I'll get to stay online. Uh, Bouchard, how are you, sir? And let me know if you guys can hear me. If if you can hear me good. Um, I'm trying to. Man, I might be able to turn you guys up just a little bit. And you let me know if it's good. If you're getting good. You can hear me well, or if I'm um, if I'm coming out. You know, I just want to know that you guys can hear me. Let me know. And I'm going to turn those up a little bit. And you good? Thank you, sir. I am at home in Houston, Texas, and I've been here for a good little clip, and I'm probably gonna stay here for another week. I've got a lot of work to do um, with you guys know I have another business, and with that other business, um, it's growing quite a bit, and the volume's a little low in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, tell Phoenix to turn my volume back up. You can hear me a little. I really, guys, I'm gonna just do me a favor and make sure that the volumes are as loud as they can get on your end, as far as what you can hear, and then I'm gonna that is what I was trying to avoid. It's the volume has got to be good enough for you guys to hear me, but not so loud that it clips, and that's what's happening. The voice is clipping because I'm trying to make it extremely loud. Okay, so you guys can hear that like really loud, and a lot of it has to do with um, the what I'm hearing in my ear and what you guys are getting. Now, what I see on my equipment is telling me that the volume is really loud on y'all side, and every time I try to turn up a little louder, it starts clipping. Clipping means um, clipping means that I'm exceeding the output of the equipment, and this is some high-end equipment. And this, if I'm clipping, it's because your volume probably needs to go up a little higher because I can't compensate for your low volume. If you turn your knob up a little bit, that might help me. But if I turn it up louder here to try to make your half go up, then it clips. And you guys are going to hear me popping in and out when I do that. So, and I start sounding very echoed and that sort of thing. And that's really what I'm trying to not do. Hopefully, we'll get it. We'll find a happy medium right here where you guys can hear me well, and I'm not banging out on my monitor. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more and just break down. There we go. There we go. Trying to make it a little bit more clean. So guys, how's that sound? Is that a little bit better? I'm starting to get some red, so I hope it's good for you. How about now? Is it sounding a little bit better? How many people were in my class in West Valley? There's only three of us. Well, Jason, I'm glad you chimed in on that. Uh, I was wondering how it was going because um, I hadn't been back for almost 7 days because I took some time off. But when I left Salt Lake, I was hearing some pretty not so positive things with them bringing in the new students, and I was seeing it because, in fact, very few students were coming in, and they were discussing some things that uh, were rumored, and I really don't like to stress stuff that I don't really understand or don't have the full story about, right? But um, I do. All I can tell you is what I visually see and what I know as facts. And as facts is that I saw the instructors walking around with no students, and I know that there was only very few students coming in, and that there was a little bit of, um, I guess you could say, um, uneasy about whether or not those instructors are going to still have jobs. I also know that they were closing some of the schools down and dramatically slowing the amount of students that they were bringing into the organization, and that had from what I was told that it was because there was not enough mentors to um, I guess to make up for the amount of students that they had. So they quit taking in a lot of students. They were looking for experienced drivers. There's new bringing in new drivers, and that was going to fix the or until the backlog of uh, inexperienced people who would need to go out with a mentor was taken care of. So you know, uh, Ryder says Insider told me that things are slow there. You know, I, I would say, with Swift being the biggest company out there, when it gets slow for them, it's going to be torturously slow for everyone else. And I needed to do some things at home. I took this time to handle, my businesses. I mean, I have two businesses that my boys are running, and although they may know how to keep them floating, they don't have the ability yet to help them grow and to put out all of the fires. And sometimes both of those things go hand in hand, and you get to have them experience to do it. And a lot of people, they will call me because they want to deal with me instead of my sons, which is I almost understand that, but you know. I can't do it all. I gotta be able to delegate some of the stuff, and my boys do a really good job of what I ask them to do. However, there's a big growth spurt we're going through right now. It's a little bit more for them to handle. So I actually use this period of time to come home and handle it. And so, is it slow out there? I can tell you that I had never been, well, as long as I'm on the Costco account, never been parked because I just keep rolling, boom, boom, boom. And it's a little bit difficult to tell what's really going on when you're dedicated as opposed to, your OTR. Because your OTR, you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna feel it pretty good. When it goes slow, because you're always getting different customers here and there. But when you're dedicated, you got the same customer. Most times you're going the same route, and unless something is going catawampus in that route, uh, chances are, holy cow. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on a minute. Give me just a second here. Give me just a second. I need to fix this thing right here. Hang in there. I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute. My my cameras were flipping back and forth a little too much. So and I don't know what happened there. I had set this thing up before I started, so I'm gonna let it stay right there for right now. Um, I'm clipping again, so I'm gonna have to break it down a little bit. I hope the volume is okay. I'm gonna try to speak up a little bit more, but I was clipping because I got it up too loud. All right. So, anyways, um, uh, I don't know exactly how bad it is as far as the everybody want to say negative things about Swift, and as long as I've been with him, I hadn't experienced any of that negative stuff. So I will tell you this: um, I don't see that there's any issues. Okay, so I can't. Some people maybe have some issues, and as far as the availability of freight, but you know what? I've been with them for a year now, and I've heard that same thing since day one. Since day one. I heard that the freight is low. That's the same negative yap that goes around the industry all the time. I don't care if it's raining ham, somebody crying because they don't have gravy coming with it. You know. So I don't know about that. Um, Maybe you could be my mentor. Uh, I test next Monday or Tuesday. I won't take another student until next year for sure. I'm home right now, and then in December, I'm going to take another week. And actually, it's going to be the week of Christmas that I'm going to spend with my family. So, if you want me to be your mentor, you won't get on the truck until January, and I'm sure you don't want to wait that long. And there's a lot of good guys out there and good gals that want to help you become, a driver. So, there's good mentors out there. And don't let the stereotype of, all mentors are horrible people and all that kind of, man. Don't let that stuff discourage you. Go get on the mentor's truck with a positive attitude. I mean, you're gonna do just fine. Trust me. Trust me. I mean, is there bad mentors out there? Hell yeah, there's bad students out there too. So, um, But a mentor shouldn't assume that every student that gets on his truck is going to be an issue or going to be a problem, and you shouldn't, as a student, believe that every mentor that comes your way is going to be a problem. You have both sides have to come into it with the target in mind, and that is to get you to the next level as a student and get there safely and learn as much as you can learn. And if a student it comes there with open mind and says, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to listen to this person as my mentor, as my instructor, to teach me what I need to know to be successful in this." And if the student comes with that attitude, and a mentor says, "This person's come to me with a blank sheet, and I get to write, draw, whatever you want to say, um, what they need to be successful," then I'm going to do that um, in a positive way, and we're going to have some fun, and we're going to be safe, and they're going to be open sponge, and it's up to me to give them all of the positive information that they possibly need. And if the mentor has that attitude, man, you're going to have a good time with a mentor. Lamar says Swift taking new students. I can tell you, when I was there, I came back. I'm still clipping out. I came back I came home last Friday, and so hang in there. I'm gonna try to get this thing up a little bit better, and hopefully I don't keep clipping out. Um, I have a different mic. I didn't really want to use. I have a boom mic. It's down there, and I really didn't want that big old thing in front of my face while I'm talking. But for the next feed, I'm gonna have to make sure that I put that other. I'm just gonna use it. I hate using that big old thing that come down in front of my face. But I'm gonna try to use a different one so that it can pick my voice up better, and it doesn't wirelessly clip out. And that's what's really happening. I have too many wireless devices here, and it's starting to clip out on me. But um, when I was there last Friday, uh, I know that there was either there's I know it was only a few students there. When I say a few, less than five for sure, and it was just confirmed. Jason explained to me that there was only three, and I knew that, and that's probably less this week. It's probably going to be very very few students for a little while. Okay, and that has a whole lot to do with a couple of things. Not only was it what I was told, so I can only tell you my truths, what I was told by um, uh, recruiters. Basically, they they're really limiting the amount of students that they're bringing in because they don't have enough mentors for those students. And that's a fact because if you bring in a class of 25, which they was bringing in, and let's say half of them was successful, so each one of their schools ends up with 10 or so new drivers coming out, new students coming out that needs mentors. And in those areas, they only have four mentors available. Well, I'm not saying that's all they have. I'm just saying available at the time of graduation. Then that would mean six students would have to wait until other mentors become available. And it's not uncommon for you to wait 1 week, but 2 and 3 weeks waiting for a mentor. There's a separate issue, and that separate issue was there's not enough mentors to take care of all of the students, and so they scale back the amount of students they're bringing in. They didn't stop hiring because um, they're looking for experienced drivers, and it's kind of tough, to get experienced drivers to um, to get experienced drivers to go over there because of the stigma that it's not true, but people just believe what they want to believe, and it's always fun for those to believe bullshit than to believe the truth. And you don't drive anymore. Yeah, I do. I do drive. However, I did need to take some time off. I got some things I have to get done for my own businesses that need my attention, and so I chose this time to get that done. And so it's kind of like a little leave until I get my stuff taken care of. You know, I do a lot of stuff to help Swift grow and take care of my, you know, my thing with them. But I have, my stuff as well, and I gotta take care of it, or it's, you know, it won't take care of me. But I'll be back pretty quick. This won't last very long, so I don't have a whole lot of time to get my stuff taken care of. But I'll be back, burning some fuel very shortly. That's for sure. I ain't in a big hurry. I'm looking at the weather and I'm thinking, let's snow every year, man. This will be my second year, I was driving between Salt Lake and Denver, and between Salt Lake and Denver is Wyoming, and Wyoming is cray cray with their weather. I mean, cray cray. And I-80 and I-70 frequently shuts down, and that was going to take you shut down, you can't use it, you can't get to Denver, and you would trying to take 30 or whatever, to get there, these back roads. Hey man, I ain't too particular about going over there when they ain't taking care of roads like they can. But when I was running in the Northeast, they really take care of them roads up there. You can burn it, brother. It can snow like the dickens all night long, and the snow will be piled up, and you can drive 65 mile an hour up the highways. They take care of them roads in the Northeast, brother. Hey, you more subject to wreck out pulling out of the truck stops in the Northeast than you are to be driving up the highway. When you start driving the highway, when you get out of the truck stop, you start driving the highway, you're gonna see carnage. I mean, trucks flipped over, rolled down, jackknifed, all kind of cray cray, all kinds of cray cray, all the way up the highway. Trust me, because at night when it's snowing and it's bad, oh man, they're playing bumper cars right there. Well, that's fine. I'd be pulled over somewhere, get me a nap, going to sleep in with the heat going and all that kind of crazy. But man, it's enough to make you wonder. You know, it's really enough to make you wonder. Should I keep on rolling, or should I, you know, get on an airplane and fly to my house? Um, Ryder said, be in one of these trucks. Ryder, you don't want to be. You doing really well where you are for sure. You and I have talked about that. You doing really well, and you know, you can do very well working for Mega Carrier too. Work for Swift Creek. You know, um, um, a lot of these guys, but a lot of these big truck companies, you can do really good too. But Ryder, you doing really well with where you are, and you know, but you're a good driver and you're an experienced driver, and you were able to do some negotiating when you did your deal. And that's when you get. Remember, I tell everybody, when you get that CDL, it's a golden ticket. Golden ticket. When you get that CDL, man, you go in where you want to do it. You ask for what you want, get what you want. That's what Ryder did, and he killing it. Um, what should you bring uh, to orientation? Um, I actually want to know what you bring to orientation. Open mind, a positive attitude. Or you take that everywhere you go. Okay. Other than that, um, don't overpack. Okay. Big thing. And a lot of people, they want to bring, an excessive amount of clothes, and this time of year, you can layer if you need to, but uh, you if you got a rain gear, bring that. Um, do not wear, and I don't think you had this issue right now, but if it was 95 degrees outside at night, because you in school in, say, Phoenix, and there's 175 degrees during the day because you're in Phoenix, don't mean you can wear shorts. So we don't wear shorts, and nowhere in this industry do you, or you should you be wearing shorts. Okay, um, what you do once you are in a truck, uh, while you're driving down the road, you know, I don't know what you're doing, neither does anybody else. But you know, for the vast majority of folks, shorts ain't where it's at. Then you can't do that. And open-toed shoes, you also can't do that. Okay, so as far as dress is concerned, um, those two are no-nos. Other than that, just dress for the weather, and then plan on, you know, if you're gonna wash, you can wash once a week. At the hotel or wherever you're at. You know, and if you can do that, you don't have to bring a whole bunch of clothes. But if you're bringing a bunch of clothes, you're wearing a bunch of clothes, you're sticking up a bunch of clothes, you got a bunch of laundry to do when you get back, and that means you got to carry all the stuff with you. So I always believe in packing light when it comes to that. Um, uh, as far as um, identification, um, Social Security card and birth. You might. I don't think you need your birth certificate. I took mine, but I don't think I think they've seen it. And of course your driver license. And you're the UBS, so it's no doubt when you're showing up, you're going to show up with your permit and your medical card. And don't be surprised if you get taken another medical test, physical. Okay, that's part of course. Take another one. And if you a little short for your weight, then you might do some other stuff too. Okay, but again, you're gonna show up with open mind. Okay, um, be prepared to have a roommate while you're up there. So, get that right in your head. Um, Gloves, flashlight. Um, you don't have to be a big old flashlight. You sleep one that's pretty strong, pretty bright, and pretty reliable. And some leather gloves. Not the kind you put on to keep you from getting cold, but the kind that you want to work with. That will repel liquids and fuel and that sort of stuff. Okay, you want a good pair of gloves. Safety glasses, just in case you may, you know, need those. Um, Barbecue trucker, hello from Central Tech, man. Barbecue trucker, hey, I got your phone number. I'm gonna send you some steaks and stuff I did last night. When we killed it. Um, Anybody else has anything that I'm missing as far as what you would take to orientation? Put it down there in the feed so we can make sure we get all this good information out there for Miss Ashley. And Ashley, I really hope that you um, keep pushing and go through it. We need a lot more female truck drivers out there. You'd be surprised how welcome women are in this field. Although the truck driving is a field that's dominated by men, um, it is welcoming to see a female truck driver pull up, solo driving, handling a business. And, guys tend to think that, oh man, let me help her put fuel in, and they handle it all, handling their business. And I really like to see that independence. It's a big thing. I like that. I really do. And they don't, being a gentleman is one thing, but, we have to be careful uh, to not, uh, to not overdo it and make them believe that we believe that they are incapable or, uh, you know, need us to help them do their job. But we do want to make ourselves available, just like we make ourselves available to each other. And no other guys. See a guy over there struggling doing something, you went over there and go, grab a, a landing gear and start pushing. When you're struggling to tighten up a strap, you jump on one end and help him pull down. That's what we do because we're brothers. And now we have some ladies, females coming in, so we have some sisters, and we want to help them out too. Sweatpants, these there, so don't forget them. You look at it real quick, it's sweet potato, but no, it's not sweet potatoes. Sweatpants. Jay-Z said he needs sweatpants, and let me tell you something. He is, he's real good with that, and uh, uh, on in your truck, it really helps too. So you don't always want to have jeans and tight fitting clothes. Sweatpants are pretty cool if they will allow it for you on the days where you're going out onto the yard. Some of them, I don't understand why they. But they'll say, yeah, you got the blue jays, you got khaki pants with the pockets. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. And there were several guys that was out there when I went through it that wore sweatpants, and I was wishing that I had worn some because it's just there's so much free to use. You can move around, climb in and out, and you got jeans on. And sometimes the jeans don't want to give as you're trying to climb into the back of a trailer. But sweatpants helps out quite a bit, and all you're trying to do is prove that you can do it. So that's a good idea. Cool. Barbecue Trucker says, Swift still have the bag that you need to. Yes, I did a video, and when I went through orientation, they offered for sale a duffel bag, and in that duffel bag there was a plethora of items, and a nice duffel bag. A sleeping bag was one of those things in that duffel. Several T-shirts, just a plethora of things, and I made a video about it. And now, well, actually, what I think my very first student, she purchased one of those, and the the airplane flying over pretty low. I mean, wow. But she purchased one, and instead of paying $250, it was only $200. So it has gone down. Oh, and you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. The store in Salt Lake, when I left, they was closing the store at Salt Lake. So the things that are in that duffel, you could purchase those things in the store, but there was only two, one in Salt Lake and one in Phoenix. And so the one in Salt Lake is they was getting all the stuff out of there. It said closed indefinitely till next notice or further notice or something. So if you want to buy that kind of stuff, you may want to go ahead and grab it. You know, and that little package was a pretty good deal. Um, they said airplane landed in my backyard. So he owe me some money if he do. I'll take it. But I'm probably maybe 15 miles from the airport, a hobby airport, and but that was pretty weird. The plane was flying pretty low, but I could hear it, but it actually never came into view. Well, for me, I couldn't see it, but I could hear it, and it was pretty. Oh, Ellington Field, it's an Air Force base or Navy base, one or two, but they're not very far. They have air shows over there. It's pretty cool. Um, I have to drive a little bit so I can get in range to see it. But when they're flying high, I can see it all from my house. It's pretty cool. Um, you go into orientation, when you get to class, um, there's a series of videos and little test questions that your recruiter should have prompted you to. So when you got to the actual school and they asked for everybody to do those things, you already have it done. But if you can take your laptop with you or some sort of a tablet, any type of a device other than your phone, where you can actually um, answer some of those modules if you have to do them. If you hadn't already, hopefully you've done them before you get there. But if not, if you got one of these, a laptop or a tablet you can use to get that stuff done, take it. You're gonna need it. Um, and again, you're gonna have a roommate. So I don't know, maybe some earplugs or something. Depending on what you get in there. Um, but the class is pretty self-contained, meaning they're gonna give you um, the information that you're gonna need, and that pamphlets and the booklets and stuff like that. They, they're gonna give you that stuff. I have a few pens just in case you might want to write some stuff down, which you're gonna need anyway. And I wouldn't expect for them to provide those things for you. So take you some writing implements. But as far as maybe a tablet or something, but you don't need to take a whole bunch to class. They're gonna give you the items that you need. As far as that is concerned. But you know, these CDL schools with these mail carriers are not a difficult thing, and the classroom part of it is fairly short. Um, you're gonna watch a few videos. You're gonna do some map reading and stuff like that. You are gonna do some things in that class, but does the motel, and of course, kind of has Wi-Fi. I believe. In fact, I know for a fact they do. Yes, they do. I don't hook up to hotel Wi-Fi's. I don't hook up to McDonald's Wi-Fi's, and I don't do public Wi-Fi. I don't. And you know, you may get you a virus in there. I don't mess with it. I got the data. I pay for the data for my cell phone and my mobile carrier, and let it roll. But yes, they did. Ashley asked about. Um, I don't, Ashley said, I didn't get my class A, but I have my class B. I know it's on the test. Ashley, if there's any way possible that you can get your class A CDL um, learner's permit, meaning you've already done those tests. If you can get that done before you show up to CDL school, man, you will thank me later. Thank me later. You don't even have to thank me later, but if you do it, I know you're thinking about, man, 50 did me all right. I'm glad I listened to him. Because I'm tell you something. Earlier, I made a reference to how many people start a class, like 25 start a class. Then I said, well, if 10 completed, which is not uh, a stretch, that's about right. I mean, about 50% of them are going to drop out. You're going to lose 25. You're going to lose 25%. Soon as they say hair follicle drug test, they a lot of them don't get on the bus to go to the clinic. I'm telling you. The other half ain't gonna pass the CDL test. They're not gonna pass them because it's crunched in a short period of time. In like 3 days, you're gonna learn every one of them test questions, every possibility of every test question on all of them tests. You're supposed to learn it and then go take the test and not feel the pressure when you go in and take the test. Why do it to yourself? I don't get it. It's not necessary. Don't do it to yourself. You can um, get that before you show up. Oh God. Let me do it that way. Sorry about that. Um, anyways, go get that CDL permit before you show up. Okay, you're gonna do yourself a favor. Trust me. uh, uh, so actually, I'm gonna get down to what's making me laugh in a minute. Well, I just get there. Said he, if it's a hair follicle, let me just pack my stuff up and go down there. Yes, yes, they're gonna do a hair follicle. Let me tell you, my hair, man. Look, when I showed up to CDL school, I got a haircut before I went up there because I was there for a week, and I didn't want to end up with the super fro, which I can't grow one anyway. But I mean, I didn't want my hair to get all crazy while I was up there, so I got a haircut before I left. But I said, well, I know they're gonna do it because Autumn had told me that they was gonna do hair follicles. I said, well, unless they cut my eyebrows off, I ain't got no much hair on my head, so I don't know. Oh, I know. And so, no, it wasn't pubes. They didn't get pubes, but they did take hair from my armpits, and you know, that was all right. I just showered that morning and didn't put no deodorant on so they could. When they got through doing that, then I, put my deodorant on afterwards. But they took hair off my chest. They took hair off my arms, my stomach, and they gonna get the hair, brother. Unless you go in there like a hair mute or something. I don't know how you not have a body. Well, you know you might you might do something to your body when you don't have any hair. I don't know. You born and living next to a radiation camp or something. I don't know. But if you got hair, they gonna take it from you. If you don't have hair, they gonna send you to the house. That's how that works. Okay. So, um, Ashley, general knowledge combinations and air brakes. Yeah, you gotta take all them, baby. You know, um, it was easy too. I don't know what state you're in, but if you're gonna go to Corsicana, you do the one in Texas. Man, the CDL test prep. I did that little app on my phone, CDL test prep. I think I, I think I took it off here. I don't think it's on here anymore. Let me see. I think I erased it because ain't like I need it right now. Yeah, it's gone. But CDL test prep, and they got a free version. But I think I paid like I might have been $4.99 or $5 or something. I don't know. But I did do the paid version of it, so that I get a bunch of extra questions and these little quiz things, and you do them all. And when I went to go take those combinations and all the rest of them, man, I just blew through them. Blew through them. Uh, one of them, one of them kind of got me because I went in there a little too quick, and then I had to go back the next day and I killed it. And so I did real good. Um, is Swift a really good company to start with in Memphis? 901 Gunsmoke. Do you watch Gunsmoke? The TV series Gunsmoke. Festus, man, that's my man right there. I like him. That's a good show. So they don't make real good shows anymore. All of them is reality cray cray. But is Swift a good company to start with? I believe they're a good company, not just to start with. I believe that you can until you believe that there is an option for you that has breached the realm of general transportation, you can work with Swift and have a very good career for quite a long time. And remember, I did a interview on a guy who's a million mile driver and diamond driver, and he's been with Swift for like a gajillion years. My mentor's been with him like 16, 17 years. And this company is going through some changes right now, and they cleaning some things up. They probably things that they needed to clean up, you know. But um, as a driver, for a driver, you and I, the options are there. If you want to do flatbed, you want to do reefer, you want to move cars, you got those the Amazon vans to do that. Um, and they go all over the place. They got so many different options. What you may want in general transportation, you will be able to get it from Swift. And a lot of people always ask me about the main thing that people yapping about is getting paid, and everything they talk about is cents per mile. Let me tell you something. On top of cents per mile, you're gonna get quarterly bonuses that are pretty good. They're gonna break you off some change when bonus time comes, and it's worth it. And if you become a mentor, you're really gonna do extremely well, extremely well. So, it's a very good company. And the reason I'm harping on it is because you said something that a lot of people say, and that is to start with. As if they get in, and people get in their mind that going to a mega carrier, it don't matter which one it is, but they believe that mega carrier is only there to help you get your CDL and then burn off. And that's just not true. It's just not true. Don't listen to people yapping and hyping and all that kind of stuff. You don't even have to listen to what I'm telling you. All I want you to do is outside of anything, outside of trucking, outside of me talking about Swift or any other mega carrier, outside of that, whatever you do, make sure that you do it for you and your family. You make the best decision for you and your family, and that doesn't matter what it is. Even if you don't get into transportation, you decide you're gonna, do construction or whatever it is, be a dentist or whatever. Whatever you're gonna do, make sure that whatever it is good enough to provide for yourself, your family, and your future. And when you find that, and you can find some happiness with it, run with that. Run with it. Okay, and then don't let nobody tell you, oh man, you know, whatever you doing, I don't more negative crap. That ain't where you want to go. That ain't where you want to be. God. Um, so I'm just getting bugged right now. That happens every time I come home, man. It's just boom, 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 one after another. Um, but Swifty is, man. They do. Um, Ashley, cool. Go take them tomorrow. Ashley, those. Download um, CDL prep, test prep, CDL test prep, and go ahead and get the free version of it. I think it just has. Oh, uh, it had advertisements in it. That's what it was. And you go through like 10 questions or something like that. That it threw up an advertisement, and I got sick of that. I got sick of that. So I did the paid version of it. But if you're gonna go, you have to take general knowledge first. So harp really, really, really hard. Just beat that app up on the general knowledge. Okay. Then go take the general knowledge, and after you pass the general knowledge, I'm clipping again. Hold on, guys. Hopefully, I'm trying to move the Wi-Fi headset away from the other machine there, so don't keep clipping like that. But try that first, okay? And after you do it, and if you feel good about taking the air brakes, then go with the air brakes, and then you have to do a combination, or is it combination then air brakes, whatever one it is. I know you got to do general knowledge first, okay? So study that one first, get that one out there, get you some, you know, little bit of pride behind it, you know, a little bit of momentum, and then knock the rest of them out. But get them down before you get up there. You're gonna be happy you did. Trust me. Oh, and I hate you. She said a recruiter didn't tell her anything, and that's that's common. That's common, and I hate that for you. You know. Um, and Larry, he says, is Swift still taking students? Uh, Very few. I know that each location is only getting they're only getting a certain amount they can bring in. So um, it depends on what area you're in, whether or not they're still taking anybody. You know, and it. I mean, I hate that because it's a really good company to get kicked off with, man, and know, and you know, you can you can get kicked off with a whole lot worse than Swift Transportation. I'm telling you, you know, if just getting kicked off is what you were looking for. But if you're trying to, you know, make a career, that's a damn good company to stick with, you know. They really are. I can't lie about that. You know, the time come though, you outgrow them, then move on. Most definitely. Okay, you and your family number one. What my company doing? They even let us use headsets. But we do it anyways. And if they say we catch anyone doing it again, they'll get fired. The company name is. I don't know how much longer I can do this. You know, the I know if you're a company driver at Walmart, they don't even they just I mean they'll have you done if they see you even put a cell phone in your put him hand off and then throw it in the back. They fire you. You had a cell phone. Everybody got a cell phone. You can't even turn it off. Can't even look at it. They ain't got to exist when you get in the truck. But I understand it. I get it because a lot of people, just can't get, that they just cannot go without answering that text message. But if you got one of these new, what this thing, iPhone, I think Android the same way. I don't know. But you go, hey Siri, and she go, what the hell? What you want? And then, it can be over yonder, and I can just say, hey Siri, and she like in the back going, hey, what's up? I say, call so and so, and then she just call so and so. They cell phone or work phone, bitch, whichever one, the hell, and then you don't even have to hold these things, with these Blue Parrot headsets. You just push that little button on the side, and Blue Parrot say, "What you want?" And you go, "Fucking not you, Siri," and then Siri go, "What? Damn it!" And then you just say what you want. And these headsets are valuable tools for us. We can just keep driving, keep our eyes on the road, and still, you know, have a life outside and keep in contact with the real world as we're driving down the road. Now, when a company says that you can't even do that, that all we want you to do is just do that, and for somehow that's going to eliminate, you know, collisions or distractions or whatever, then that's you can your mind not being a distraction means your mind is not focused on what you're doing on driving. Okay, and if your mind is focused on the fact that you just left the house and damn, did I lock the door? Did I let the garage down? Or I wonder how my kid did on their test, or whatever it is. It's still a distraction, and a text message that says, "Hey, Dad, I just passed my test," or you know, "Hey Siri, is my garage door down?" And then shut up, Siri. Shut up, Siri. Shut up, Siri. Damn it. Okay, there you go. See, I keep talking to her and she jumping up in front of my face here. Okay, but you get my point. You get my point. And so, when people don't even, these trucking companies don't even allow you to stay connected. You know, um, that's kind of rough. And with today's technology, you can ask questions to your phone and it can actually answer them without you having to put the phone in your hand. And you're not taking your eyes off the road. You can be distracted by a whole lot of other things, and that's just a little bit too micromanaged. So I get it, brother. There's a whole lot of companies out here that's not gonna treat you that way as well. They're gonna treat you like a human being. Human beings use phones. And the person who made that damn rule up on the phone right now. W. Sticker say, I did a whole bunch of research and I'm going with Swift. And that's, hey, man, I haven't regretted it. When I chose this time to come home, I had some back and forth with them. Okay, before I decided to come home for my little home time, and I don't take it personal. I don't. Um, they questioned me about some crazy stuff, and I was not happy about it. But yeah, what it is. It was these specific people that I had words with, and it has nothing to do with the company themselves. And when I go back, uh, start back up where I left off, I'm going on. You know, but um, I haven't regretted a single day that I worked with Swift, and I'm glad that I'm that type of person. If you tell me no, get ready, because I'm gonna prove you wrong. I enjoy proving you wrong. That's what I do. I just love it. And people said how horrible Swift was and how bad Swift is, and you get in a truck and a truck that's automatic on wreck out. You put it in D. D means drive in the ditch or something. I don't know what people think. You know, but they are, man. They're good people, man. It's a good place to go to work, and they don't bother you. They don't micromanage. They don't tell you not to put a headset on. Come on, man. You better not have a phone in your hand though. That's not cool. That's not cool. We buy these fancy headsets so that we can program them to the phone and then put the phone to the side somewhere and then, you know, deal with the phone with your headset so you can just do this. If you got to take your hand off and touch your phone, then you need to update your phone, update your headset. But they ain't fixed to do you that way, man. And they gonna pay you, brother. They gonna pay you every Friday. Bing, bing. Got you some ducats in there. I plan on staying there for the long haul to do it. It doesn't make sense to stay with anyone in school is paid and they go to another company and start all over with the seniority is exactly right. And I've talked about that before. You know, um, guys, uh, we we tend to we've become a society, just not even truck driving. I mean, just a society in general where we don't value education as much as we used to. And the more we rely on the quick, fast, and easy method of information, the more we rely on it, the less we rely on traditional education. So what you end up with is a bunch of uneducated people that want quick answers. It's exactly what you end up with. Now, I don't beat me up. All I'm telling you is what the facts are. Okay, and those are the facts. And so, a quick source for information can be social media and places like YouTube, and you can go in there and you can get a lot of information. And what you gonna get? You're gonna get a lot of information. Information don't necessarily mean it's gonna be good information, but it's gonna be some information. Okay, and you have to be educated enough to sift through what's good and what's bad and what this person is trying to accomplish out of you, and then determine if you want to keep rolling with that. Okay, if you want to keep listening to that person will give you the information that is actually valuable to you. Yay or nay. If not, move on. The vast majority of what you're going to see is for entertainment purposes only on these truck driving channels for sure. Okay, but if you keep hearing the same repetitive thing, a lot of people say, if everybody's saying it, then it must be true. Really, really. How about if a bunch of dumb people saying dumb shit over and over and over again? Does that make it right? Does it make it real? Does it make it true? You need to think the way they think. That's not true. Okay? I looked at it different. When people saying, "Oh, don't go to Swift, don't go to Swift, don't go to Swift, don't go to Swift." Why? That's what I'm thinking. Why? Why don't you want me to go over there? Maybe it's because you used to run with a company that was a refrigerator company, and they did really well. They was paying you really good, and then they were bought out by Central Refrigerator. Then Central Refrigerator was bought out by Swift Transportation. Maybe that's why you mad. I don't know that that's what happened. That's what happened, but I don't know that that's what happened. Not to you, but that is what happened. The guy who I interviewed, I'm not just yapping. Remember, I told you on this channel, I'm gonna talk the truth to you, not just me yapping at you. But remember, you can go back and watch the interview with the guy who was the diamond driver, and that diamond driver used to work for the company who Central Refrigerator purchased, and then Swift Transportation purchased Central Refrigerator. That's how he became a driver for Swift Transportation. Okay, so that's no lie. This man is telling you that. I don't have to tell you, but a lot of people get pissed off because the company that they own, that they worked with, was bought out by Swift, and they didn't like that. They didn't want to work for a mega carrier, and so they mad at Swift. So that everything that they can bring up is cray cray. As long as I've been driving, I hadn't seen a Swift truck wrecked out. I hadn't seen a bunch of trucks wrecked out. So that's bullshit too. Okay, you know, Swift Transportation doesn't drive the trucks. Okay, it's us, the individual drivers, drive those trucks. And the same thing had happened with other carriers as well, CR England and Maverick and Crete and Prime and all the others. Everybody trusts us, the drivers. When they hand them the keys to the truck and say, go, that we're going to keep the truck upright. We're going to get the freight delivered on time and safely, and they gonna end somebody, give somebody a bad day. You know, that doesn't do with Swift. And the only thing that I've heard about them is, you know, Swift fails, back wrecks and shit like that. And you go on YouTube and look for Swift wrecks, the same ones over and over and over and over and over and over again. There's about like 10 or 15 of them, the same ones. See them over and over and over and over. Everybody's about, see, a bunch of wreck outs. Man, that's bullshit. That's crazy. I can show you carnage. Ain't none of them got Swift on the side. So, you know, you can do it, man. I'm headed to Swift next week. Boom, going on there, man. Go on, get you a little something. Fun place to work, man. It's a good place to work. Okay, you gonna be happy. Don't listen to the naysayers. You go and you grab as much as you can grab until there ain't more grab. Okay. Yeah, so they got a whole lot to grab too. So you gonna be there for a while. Uh, Let me see. All the Swift drivers I was happy. So yes, he said all the Swift drivers he's mad is happy. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, before I go, we've been on here for a little while. And remember the barbecue trucker the last time we was on here? Um, but the feed ended real quick. You know what happened was I have multiple cameras in here, and the cameras are linked with Wi-Fi to one major unit, right? And each one of those little units that connect to the cameras, that the Wi-Fi devices have internal batteries, and the internal batteries were wearing down, and they kept telling me, "Hey, bad signal, bad signal." Like what? What the hell you talking about? And it's because we had been on live feed for an hour and a half, and the batteries ran down on the remote devices on the cameras and killed the feed. So uh, I fixed that. I found a way to keep them going, but we won't run very long. However, um, um, I won't keep it going extremely long like we did before. And yeah, so there was a before I took my home time, I was getting calls from Swift talking about um, there were some investigations going on about someone having some foulness going on that they, with their family and everything, and I found that to be rather disturbing. I did, and they asked me a bunch of silly questions, and then I actually saw a feed of someone who talked about they were actually going through uh, a similar situation, and I was like, wow, that uh, that's crazy. But I'm thinking that that part of it for them is over. I sincerely hope so. But I'm saying all that to tell you this, you know, there is some there is some good and bad in every situation, with every company, with everything. Not every day it's gonna. I mean, it's raining outside right now, but it ain't gonna rain forever. You know, eventually the sun comes out and everything's good. The rain come wash all that nastiness away, and next thing you go start all over again, fresh, brand new. And if that's the way it's gonna be with any company, why not stick with the same one you with? The grass ain't always green on the other side, and um, I let them do a little yap, 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 and they yap, and then I'm gonna move on with my business. Keep going. It got stuff got nothing to do with me. And for the person that was going through it, I sincerely hope that they was able to get past it. But they work for Swift as well, and um, I really hope you know it worked out for them. And in that situation, I keep bringing it up because in that situation, I don't know if they're gonna get much help out of the company. But then again, I don't believe that situation should have been handled through the company anyway. It should have been handled through Popo. But um, you know, there is some good, there is some bad with every company, every one of them. And I guarantee you on this one, the 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 positives far outweigh the negatives by a long shot, and zero of the bullcrap that you see, even on YouTube, the zero of that craziness is truly real. Okay, yeah, let me show a picture of a truck wrecked out. I can show you a bunch of pictures of truck wrecked out. That don't mean that the companies are bad. Okay, so y'all keep on kicking. Flatbed. Um, Flatbed is the grass may be greener on the other side, but there could be niggas in it too. Yeah, I always say the grass may be greener on the other side, but the grass don't have no roots, brother. As soon as you get through eating that top grass, ain't nothing there. Nothing. Concrete. You gonna wish you hadn't been over there. You be trying to get back, for sure. Flatbed division. Um, Ben Q, Ben Qua, Ben Qua, 132. Man, Swift has a flatbed division. They have that car carrying thing where they put those Amazon vans on the back of them. They throw them on the back of that little car carrier thing, which is part of flatbed deal, I believe. They also have heavy haul too. Uh, so if you want to get into it, flatbed would be a pretty cool thing to do. I hadn't made my mind up because those of you who have followed me from day one know the reason why I got into this because I do heavy haul with my son. I started heavy haul business with my son, and you got to do flatbed. Do that. You know, you got to have some experience with flatbed. Then you go to step deck, and then you go to RGN, and then so on and so forth. And but what happened? What had happened was, you know, it was cold. It was cold outside, and I ain't want to get outside, throw no tarps in the snow, and them cold change touching my body make me freeze. I ain't want to mess with it. So I didn't. I stayed with dry van, okay? Made a lot of sense to me. Get out the weather. So uh, when the snow melted, I said, well, you know, I really need to get me some flatbed experience. I really do. Let me get some flatbed. And then it got hot. And every time I got in a truck, that sun start getting my neck. Oh my God. I can't throw a chain holding the umbrella. That sun was cooking a brother. So, you know, I stuck with driving, you know. And then I got a dedicated route between the Denver and Salt Lake. And I was like, you know what? Salt Lake's a pretty good terminal to be going back to it once in a while. So I think I'm going to stick there. And so I kind of got stuck there. And uh, I'm driving by van one day and reefer. I do a drive in, uh, basically drive in until my student got his 50 hours. And then we began to team drive if my student was, you know, I believe that they were ready to do team driving. Okay, some of them a little bit longer than 50. You know, a couple of them in particular, I could have team drove with them after they got 20 miles, 20 hours behind them. But that we discussed that now already. But the fact is, the uh, the student, once they get to that point, we go team driving, and we run that. You know, I want them to at least do 500, so we're gonna run all the way to Denver, make a drop, and then turn around, come on, running all the way back. But drive-in is not set up for that. So the first 50 hours I ran with my student is dry, and then the next 150 hours we doing reefer, and that's because I run the reefer in the morning and pick up a load and bring it right back. And then the next day do the same thing. So I go to Denver and come back basically the same day. I ain't doing it right now because there's a funny little state in between them two called Wyoming. And Wyoming say, I'm shutting the roads down. The weather ain't good. So that's what happened, brother. I mean, they end up shutting the roads down, you know. But I end up getting kind of hung up with driving, but I'm gonna try to mess with flatbed again myself. I'm gonna get there. That for sure. I'm gonna get some flatbed because I want to do. Hey, oh my son, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. That's gonna do it. That's gonna happen. All right, gentlemen. We've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I hope uh, we got a little entertainment. You know, I wanted to get into this thing about my last run um, from Utah to Denver, and it was snowing just a couple weeks ago, and it was snowing, and it was cray, man. I could have wrote an hour long set of jokes with that. But a bunch of them I got right here. And the next time we get on here, I'm going to talk to y'all about that run and all the cray that we seen. Oh, you can barely hear me? Man, look here. And your volume all the way, man. Slow down, man. Slow down. Slow down. My volume way up there. But I am going to my next live. You see, look. Just so you know, I ain't poo-pooing you. Look, see there. I have, but this is what I don't want. You know, I'm in here talking to y'all, and I got this thing in front of You know, this thing in front of my face. And then I got to talk later. You know, I don't want to be, you know, if you think, yeah, you know, no, I don't like that. I don't like that thing. But, you know, I need you guys to be able to hear me. And the problem that I have is the wireless mic and everything that I have set up is clipping with my uh, with my all the other electronics I got here. So that's the reason I can't crank the volume up as loud as I may want to crank it up. It's because it'll start clipping. Okay. So no, that's not. I'm gonna fix that. And then the next time uh, I'll have it right. Okay. So I'm clipping out a little bit right now. Anyways, let me see what else we got before I bug out of here. We gonna end up outlasting my other stuff over there. Okay, I heard some beepings. I think I'm fixing to have some issues. Yep, I'm beeping. All right, guys, listen. Barbecue truck. I'm starting in January. Good, brother. Come on, come on, come on. And barbecue truck. I'm gonna be hollering at you in just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna send you some pictures of my steak stuff I made yesterday, guys. Uh, Probably not tomorrow. I got some meetings and stuff I got to go to tomorrow. But the next day, I'm gonna send you guys. Um, I'm gonna do another feed, and for that one, I'm gonna send out. Hey, get ready, cause he had come, and not just you look at your phone and go, oh, there's this yapper running his mouth, and let me go listen to him. So I'm gonna give y'all uh, enough time, okay? But I appreciate you guys, and I will be seeing you guys again, talking to you guys again very soon. Appreciate you. Jubiest, deliver, undistracted.